In The Genius, one player is eliminated every episode, and the last remaining player is the champion. The main match decides the winner and elimination candidate for the day. The winner receives a token of life, which grants immunity from the death match. The loser chooses one player without a token of life to take part in a one-on-one death game. The player who loses the death match is eliminated. Garnets are a currency worth $1 each. The total garnets held by the champion will be the final prize. The journey and the result, the group and the individual, beautiful defeats and ugly victories. This is the Genius Game.
But I'm so thankful right now. I wanted to play this game to prove to myself that I'm a good player. I didn't care what anybody else thought, because I know what other people think about my past gameplays. I thought they were shit, and I'm assuming other people thought they were shit as well. I wanted to prove to myself that these past 2 days that I am a good player. I feel like I've grown a lot throughout this game. This gameplay has changed my type of style a lot. I started, shaky, and it may not have been pretty through this whole entire time, but I know that I have a good ability to win anytime I want to. I have a good chance, and that's all I need. But I'm happy to be here. Final two. I'm confident against Ferg. I brought these two because I thought I could beat both of them, and I did not expect the Genius to be such strategy and alliance-y as it was. I felt this game was very much more driven on alliances than the last Genius. And I had to adapt to that, and I felt like I adapted very well. And I got the people out that I had to at the right times. I honestly feel like if I didn't get Claire out at the right time, which was then, I feel like I would have been stacked against when it came to maybe me, Claire, Thomas, Meredith. I had to make sure each side kept losing people, and I felt people had to go at certain times. And the chips fell in the right way for me, and I did lose a lot, but I won when I had to. So that's what matters.
Congratulations, Final Two. You've made it to the last round of the Genius Game. Here's how this is going to work. We're going to play 3 death matches in this final round, and the first person to win 2 games will be the winner of the Genius Season 2. So, on the screen, we are going to put all of the death matches that have been played throughout the game. Each of you will choose your favorite that you want to compete in for the final round. And then, once that both of you have chosen your preference, you will each eliminate 1 death match from the list until 1 is remaining. And then each of your choices, plus the 1 death match not knocked out, will be the 3 death matches for this final round. We will start with the one that neither of you knocked out, and then the winner of that round will get the option to play the one that they chose or the one that they didn't choose for the second round. And then the last one remaining will be the last death match if we get there. So good luck. This is for the win. I believe in both of you. So, Ferg, do you want to pick first or do you want Christian to pick first?
I want to pick first.
Okay. What are you picking first?
Is my pick locked?
Yeah.
Alright, I want monorail.
Ferg picks mono. Christian, what do you pick?
Black and white 2 is the 0 to 100.
Sorry?
Black and white 2 is the 0 to 100.
0 to 99.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So
That looks like butt. It looks like the word.
it looks like butt. So now, Ferg, do you want to eliminate first or second?
I want to eliminate first.
Okay, which one do you want to take out?
I want to eliminate same picture hunt.
Okay, Christian, what do you want to knock out?
Truth detective.
Okay. Ferg, what do you want to knock out?
Black and white.
Christian, what do you want to knock out? Alright, the first death match will be 12 JV. Do you know the rules? Hey everybody, it is time for another tutorial of a Genius Deathmatch. This game is called 12 Jengi. It is a child's version of chess. It's a lot of fun. So you'll notice a bunch of shapes that you should recognize: a pawn, a bishop, a king, and a rook. The arrows show you which way each piece moves. A pawn can move forward once. A bishop can move diagonally in like one square. All pieces move only one square at a time. Okay? Like if it was set up like this, I couldn't do this. Do you see? You can only move one space at a time. The rook moves in, can move forward, back, left, or right. Only once. And the king can move in any direction once. The goal of the game is simple. You want to capture the king of your opponent. But there are a few rules. First, whenever you capture another player's piece, you receive that piece for yourself. So let's say we're purple and we captured the green pawn, then you receive a pawn to keep on the side. See how I did that? Okay. Now, whenever it is your turn, you can use your turn to put any captured pieces you have on the board. You can place it anywhere on the board except for in your opponent's territory, which is the opposite colored side. Okay? So let's say for the next move, green takes this, and now green has a pawn. And for your next move, you wanted to place a pawn. That would count as your move. And then it's the green's turn, and let's say that they want to place a pawn right here. See? And then it is, once again, purple's move. They could take this. Look, I'll just play for a sec. Then green would take the bishop here, and then all of a sudden purple, because they captured a bishop, can put one down. See, like everything I just did was legal. Okay? Huh? Yes, and that's another thing. When a pawn gets to the other side of the board, it turns into a jester, which can move in any direction except backwards diagonally. See? The main thing to take away, the arrows tell you which way the piece moves. And it can only move one space at a time. Okay? And if you capture a piece, you can put it on the board as part of your turn, and you can place it anywhere. There are two ways to win this game. The first way is to capture your opponent's king. That is the fastest way to win. The other way to win, let's say the board looks something like this. Okay? The other way to win is if you get in the opponent's territory and can survive one round. See, in this example, the green team would have won because the king can survive up here without getting captured for a round. So basically, you will be taking turns moving your pieces around, capturing your opponent's pieces, trying to kill their king or have your king survive one round in their territory. All right, first move goes to, we'll keep it with Ferg because he was the main match winner. Ferg, do you want to go first or second? And also Ferg has the most guarded, so it would still go to him.
I'll go first.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Christian moves. Make a move.
Oh, sorry about that.
We have a 30-second timer. Once it dings, I'll say move.
So I get another one?
Mm-hmm.
Ferg.
So he gets
You
a
get a
pawn,
pawn.
I get a rook.
You get a rook.
I get a bishop. I get another pawn.
He's gonna move.
Get a rook. This game. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this game.
Game. Finish it up.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right, Christian captures first
Nice.
king. Christian earns the first point. Christian, are you playing monorail or black and white 2 next?
Can we play 12 Jenga again?
No.
Okay. I'll play black and white.
Black and white 2, alright? Welcome back. It is time for another tutorial for a Genius Game deathmatch. This game is called Black and White 2. Bam, bitch, the sequel. So for this game of Black and White, both players start off with 99 points. These 99 points will be dispersed throughout 9 rounds of play. The first player to win 5 rounds of play will be the winner of this deathmatch. The 99 points that you get are all of the points that you get throughout the entire game. So each round you will write down how many points you want to use, and whoever writes down the highest number gets the point for the round. But the number of points that you use will be taken from your total that you started off with. So you have to conserve your points and try to win by just a little so that you can continue to have an advantage as the numbers dwindle. For example, if you use 33 points for the first 3 rounds, you might pull out some wins, but if you're left with no points, then your opponent could beat you with 1 point for the rest of the rounds. So let's get into some of the details. You have these tiers right here. As you pass each of these ranges, we will remove them so that you can have some idea where your opponent is with their points. Also, how does black and white come into play? A black number is 1 digit and a white number is 2 digits. So once the first player moves, the other person will be told if it's a white number or a black number, and we will update their tiers. And then using that information, you can try to deduce what your best counter move would be. Let's do some examples. Let's say round 1, I say I want to use 17. That does not move me out of my first tier, and it will be revealed to my opponent as a white number. So if they respond with, now they know it's 2 digits, they don't know how much. Let's say they throw a 0 to try to get me to waste a lot of my points. So then I hear that they use a black number, and I get a point. So then we move on to round 2, because I won, I start off the next round. So if I use 4, for example, to try to make them think I used only 1 or 2, then 4 would move me down to the next tier. And so now my opponent will see that I used a black 1-digit number, and they will see that I moved down to my next tier of 20. My opponent would respond with a number of their choice, and the winner of that round would receive a point. And this process continues until we have one player win 5 rounds. And they will continue in the game, and the loser will be eliminated from the Genius. Ferg and Christian, it's time to play Black and White 2. Christian, you win the last death match. Do you want to go first or second?
So here right now.
I will go second.
Alright, Ferg, you are the first one to provide a number. Thank you. Alright, Ferg plays a 2-digit white number. Alright, thank you. Okay, Christian plays a 1-digit black number, and Ferg scores a point. Ferg plays a white number. Christian plays a black number. Oh, and sorry, Ferg did move down. So, point for Ferg. Ferg plays a white number and stays in that threshold. Alright. Alright, Christian plays a white number and moves down a threshold. And point for Christian. Christian plays a white number and does not move down a threshold. Ferg plays a white number and moves down a threshold. And point for Ferg. Ferg plays a white number and does not move down a threshold. Christian plays a white number and moves down 2 thresholds. And point for Christian. Christian, you will go first next. Thank you. Christian plays a 2-digit white number. Alright, Ferg plays a white number and moves down a threshold. Point for Ferg. Ferg plays a white number and moves down a threshold. Alright. Christian plays a white number, moves down a threshold, and Ferg wins Black and White 2. Game.
Christian gets it 21.
Alright, hey y'all, it is time for us to teach you how to play the Deathmatch Monorail. So you start off with 2 train tracks on the other side of the table, and then you have 16 tiles over here. The tiles are double-sided. Please take note of that. See that? You have to take turns placing down tiles to try to complete the track. The player who completes the track wins the game. Here's how it works. There are a few rules about how you can place the tracks. First, you can place it on either side of your choice. And you can connect it to the track that's already present. Or you could just do this. Like this would still be legal, even though it's not connecting. You see that? You can place 1, 2, or 3 tiles at a time. But when you place a tile, they have to be in a straight line. So I can do this, 1, 2, 3, and that would be legal. I cannot do this, 1, 2, 3. See the curve? That's not okay. So you can place 1, 2, or 3 at a time, and you have to place them in a straight line when you do. Whenever you place it, once again, it does not have to continue the track. This is legal, and this is legal. In fact, even this is legal if it's not, even though it's not possible. But that leads me to the final rule. If you reach a point where with the remaining tiles you cannot complete the track and it is your turn, you can say impossible Whenever you say impossible, your opponent gets the chance to use the remaining tiles to try to complete the track, and if they succeed, then the person who called impossible loses. If they are unable to complete the track, then they lose. Alright, so Brody and I are going to play a quick practice game. It's just for fun.
You can go first.
You can go first since you did really well on the first season.
Okay.
And I will not specify how well.
Interesting.
Let's finish it out. Wasn't that fun? I love playing games without any stakes, just for fun. So in that situation, Brody would have won. Keep in mind that this was done in a vacuum and really quickly. Ferg, you won the last death match. Do you want to go first or second?
I'm gonna go first.
Ferg will go first.
Oh shit.
Alright, and Christian completes the track and wins the Genius.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I didn't think about it. Oh gosh. Good game.
Woo, Christian!
I know, I'm sorry, I'm just in shock because that's small. Like it could be a small, you know. That's tiny. Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to quit.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
And the Genius game ends with Christian's victory. He was public enemy number 1 from round 1 and won deathmatch after deathmatch until getting to finals with the only person who could beat him in a one-on-one match, Ferg. But ultimately, Ferg made a miscalculation in the final game and Christian walks away with the victory. Until next time.